Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
Well, Joel, market getting a little pop here, but overall, we've given back a lot of the gains. We were up as high as 16.14 and a quarter overnight. We are now trading 16.0775, so we are 7 points off the high, and the market is obviously giving back some of the gains.
Hanging out just above the close and the intraday low from yesterday. We need to hold this 1606 level to get the 4th of July rally.
Let's move on to some of the individual stocks here because I want to take a look at a chart on Apple. The last 2 days we've had a nice rally here in Apple, 409.48. It's trading up 26 cents this morning here. You know, I'm always a big fan of the 2-day move. We've kind of had that. On Friday, we bounced off the low, 388.87. Early in the session, we turned around and reversed. If you go back into April, you actually had a low at 385.10 on April the 19th. So obviously the stock did not make a new low on this move and has reversed, which gives me a little bit of a bullish sign that it held that old low, didn't even quite test it, and now it's turned around, closed above 400, and is starting to march here. Just trading flat here today, but I'm thinking this stock could see 420. What do you say, Joel?
We did have a little difference of opinion on this yesterday. You were trying to get me in the old 420 versus 400 bet, and I'm wavering a little bit on it. We do need to take we need to take out yesterday's high at 412.27. We did do that in the pre-market, and then we've pulled back. So keep an eye on the 412.50, 412.77 level. Above that, there's not much up to 420, but holding the close, we're only 14 cents above that. That's important, or else I think we could slide right back to the 400. The only reason it was up so much yesterday was that Raymond James upgrade.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes an upgrade to get a stock rolling, too. I think people want an excuse to buy it, too. I still feel like there's a bet coming on here. You're wavering a bit, but we're at 409.10 right now. Will you go 419 versus 399? I take 419, or what are you saying over there?
I'll do it just because you're goading me into it. I should have done it a little bit ago. I could have gotten 400 instead of 399, but I'll go 399 versus 419. Just for two pops, though.
All right, I like it. Okay, just for two pops. We're going late. You're not going to let me win that whole six-pack back that I lost to you last week. Okay, that's fine. I'll get a couple. I'll get you on another bet, too. Let's move on to the miners here. We got some news in them. Jeffrey's downgrading four of the guns there, ABX, NEM, GG, and KGC. BMO was actually downgrading Barrick Gold yesterday. They were citing that they may have to cut the dividend if gold prices stay down here this far. I mean, that is obviously a legitimate concern here on some of these things. Barrick Gold has a yield of 5.25%. If they do cut the dividend, you wonder how these things can have more bad news. But if Barrick ever did come to cut the dividend, obviously that could knock the stock down a little bit farther. But I don't know. I was fading this downgrade here because I actually did buy some Barrick Gold. I'm not sure if I love the position or not. I bought it yesterday, and the 15. I was actually fading the BMO upgrade because I guess that was or downgrade because that was the one yesterday. But I bought the Barrick Gold around 15.12 just for a swing trade. I know I've had this hate on for the miners forever. So I just think that maybe the short-term low has held. I'm looking for that 1467 low. I believe it's 1467 from Friday to hold. Obviously, if it cuts below there, I would get out of my swing trade long. But I'm thinking we might have seen the short-term low in Barrick.
Well, you have a reference point here, trying to pick a bottom here. You do have that 1467 low. I think before Barrick, you can really be comfortable with this stock as far as in a breakout mode. You need to get back over $16. Had a high yesterday just above that level at 16.15. That also was a low before the big breakdown under $15. So it's going to have a hard time getting through that $16 level. I would keep an eye on that. As far as the actual gold contract, just, you do have a little bit of a rally here. The miners have not really been responding, as much as the bullion has. I'm keeping an eye on the couple levels from yesterday. Yesterday's high we have taken out so far in the session. That was 1261.70. Made a new high at 1267, but we've fallen back under that. So unless gold gets back above 1260 here, we could take back some of this move from the 1179.40 low. When you get a big move like this, I kind of like to see some kind of retracement, and I guess we've had basically an 80-point rally here, so 40 points from that 1170 or would take us down to 1230. So if we get a pull back to 1230 and it holds, I think that this gold move may be for real. If not, we could flop right back down under 1200.
Look at silver here for a minute too, because obviously silver has rebounded too. We're trading down here 8 cents, but obviously 3 days ago was interesting. Gold was still making new lows, but silver would not go down. And then when gold turned around and started popping, silver really took off. So actually, believe it or not, silver looks like red. The rally between these two precious metals there back on Friday. It's consolidated here now today, or yesterday, and looking to consolidate a little bit here today. Do you think silver, the bull run can continue here? Where do we need to get the continued run in silver?
20. That is
20 bucks?
yeah, $20. Yeah, we had a high yesterday just above the $20 level at 2006. Go back 4 or 5 trading sessions ago, you had a high at 2017. Then another high at 2011, so still 50 cents away from that until this thing gets back over, it's also a psychological level, until it gets back over 20, just fearing it's just another dead cat bounce in the precious metals.
Let's move on to some other equities here. You've got J.P. Morgan getting an upgrade here this morning at Raymond James. They're upgrading it to a strong buy. Actually, interesting enough, J.P. Morgan went ex-dividend today, too, for 38 cents. Stock, actually, the adjusted close for the ex-dividend date is 52.11. It is now trading up at 52.44, so it's up 33 cents on this Raymond James upgrade.
Yeah, it does. Looks like some people didn't want to hold that into the dividend. That stock got over the 53.50 level, and then with the afternoon sell-off, really caved and settled near the low of the day. So I'd be keeping an eye on that, that 52.50 level. If in fact it holds that, I think we can come back up and test, the 53.5 range, because it got up there and just really fell off the cliff. But keep an eye on 52.50 here, J.P. Morgan.
Wells Fargo getting downgraded at Keefe Bruyette here, and it is trading down about 25-30 cents from the close. 41.36 is where Wells Fargo went out. It's at 41.06 on this Keefe Bruyette downgrade. 42 is absolutely enormous on that. It couldn't get up there yesterday. Just got under it at 41.96. Those high-frequency traders leading on this huge institutional order of 400,000 shares of 42. So 41.90 is major resistance for that. Held yesterday, and now it's turned around with the financial sell-off in the afternoon. Reverse as well. I'm getting more downward pressure because of this Keefe Bruyette downgrade.
Right. Needing to hold 41 here. We got down to 41.05 so far in the pre-market, just hanging above there. Not a ton of volume associated with this. If you break below 41 here, not a lot of support. Down to 40.50, you got that gap to fill from a few trading sessions to go. But how much is Wells Fargo going to move on on this downgrade?
Yeah, Wells Fargo, lower beta stock than some of the other financials too. So when you get a 30 or 40 cent move for Wells Fargo, you kind of feel like maybe that's the bulk of the move that you're going to see. So I think a lot of this downgrade is probably already priced in this morning. COF, which is Capital One Financial, $1 billion stock buyback they announced here. Stock trading up to actually near all-time high, or I think that might be, or at least 52-week high, 63.99. I have to go to the monthlies. It was actually higher than that back in 2007, 2008 before the financial crisis, but did make a new 52-week high yesterday at 63.99. Can it test that level here today?
What are they trying to do? Buy the top here, or?
Well, I guess so.
Okay, taking a look in the pre-market and after hours trading, you have tested that 63, almost 64 level. I'm not sure if there's any institutional sellers kicking around there, but I would sure keep an eye. Has not been able to break above there in the pre-market. Doesn't mean they're actually buying the stock back right now. So maybe they're anticipating some weakness in the stock to do the buyback, but just focusing on the $64 level.
I'll give you a couple of key levels to keep an eye on. Some institutional selling pressure up at 64.25. I can see 60,000 shares in the New York book. I can also see another 100,000 shares up at 65. So there's a couple numbers for you guys to keep an eye on because, the high freaks will be looking at those numbers. Las Vegas Sands upgraded ISI Group. It is trading up about 30 cents here in the pre-market. Here's another stock that has been on a 5-day tear. Basically, they threw this stock out last Monday. Like I was saying, actually, was just saying yesterday, it seems like the Monday before, so going back a week ago, they were selling everything. And this Monday, they were buying everything. And Las Vegas Sands was no exception until the afternoon when we had some selling pressure come in, and it actually ended up closing the week.
Right. We did had a nice 4-day run in that stock come to an end yesterday, settling just off the low of the day. Keeping an eye on 52.91 was the low, 52.97 close. You're holding above that right now in the pre-market, though. But I think if you break below 53.5 here, or excuse me, you break below 53, there's not a lot of support until you come down to the lower 52s. Coming back on the upside, you're over $1 away from the current high of the move, 54.45. So not getting the big follow through on this upgrade.
Zynga getting a new CEO, Don Matrick from Microsoft, coming over, and Zynga actually is actually trading up pretty significantly here in the pre-market, Joel. It's up 21 cents, up 6.84% on this announcement.
I've hit 332 so far in the pre-market session. What you need to keep an eye on here is the 340 level here. Fell off a cliff after it hit 344 back on June 3rd, trying to regain some of that ground. Keeping an eye on that level. This could just be a little pop off the news. I mean, we don't know if he can, substantially do anything for the company. So not a big believer in just an executive change to move the stock that much.
Well, Joel, overall market thoughts here, as obviously we've given back a lot of today's rally. We were trading up 7 points. We talked about the 1620 level on the E-mini for the last few weeks. We got up there. We kissed it yesterday. I wish I would have, put on some shorts there because I had been talking about the 1620 and I didn't. I kind of was just sitting back on my hands a little bit, waiting to see what would happen. Before I knew it, we had already had a 10-point sell-off. We've now kissed up to 1614, pulled back again. I know you had cited that 1614 number before, so it obviously has some relevance too. Where is the market going from here?
I'm feeling good about my Apple bet here. If as we get into the 408s, I mean, I don't know. The luster just seems to be off. You had that rally up to the 1620 level yesterday, and now, we're not even holding the close from yesterday. We're only trading a buck below that. So it's important to get back above 1606.75 and sneak back up to the overnight high of 1614 and a quarter. Just looking at the downside here, Dennis, there are some major levels to keep an eye on if we really go to in reverse. Thursday, Friday, and Monday's lows were within a point and a half from each other in the 1593 and a quarter to 1594.75 range. That's the major support if we really go into reverse. So those are the levels I'm going to be keeping an eye on today.
Well, that's our show for today, guys. Have a great trading session, and we'll be back at you tomorrow. And for those who joined us live on the Thinkorswim or on